According to the National Electrical Code Section 340.12e8, underground feeder and branch circuit cable, or UF cable, is not permitted in poured cement, concrete, or aggregate. Mortar, being a composite material made from cement, sand, and water, falls under these restrictions. Therefore, using UF cable directly embedded in mortar is not permissible according to the NEC. Given that UF cable is not permitted in mortar, alternative wiring solutions are necessary for your stone fireplace sconce installation. There are two primary options to consider. Firstly, running electrical metallic tubing, also known as EMT conduit. Install EMT conduit from the mud boxes, which will house the sconce wiring up to the ceiling space above. After the stone veneer is in place, run the UF cable down from above through the EMT conduit to the boxes. This method ensures that the UF cable is not in direct contact with the mortar, adhering to the NEC guidelines. Secondly, using non-metallic sheath cable, specifically NMB cable. NMB cable can be used in mortar, provided it is installed within a protective metal conduit or electrical box. This offers a more flexible installation approach compared to EMT conduit, but it requires careful consideration of the space available within the wall and around the boxes. When opting for NMB cable, it is crucial to ensure that it is fully enclosed within the metal conduit or box where it interfaces with the mortar. This protects the cable from potential damage or degradation due to the mortar's composition. Several recommendations should be followed to ensure a safe and compliant installation. It is advisable to contact your local building inspector for specific guidance on electrical requirements in your area. Local codes may have additional restrictions or amendments to the NEC that need to be considered. When using EMT conduit, ensure all connections are properly tightened and secured to provide a continuous ground path. Utilize appropriate fittings and connectors designed for EMT to maintain the integrity of the conduit system. If using NMB cable, double-check that the metal conduit or electrical box provides adequate protection and is properly grounded. The box must be securely mounted to the wall to prevent any movement or strain on the wiring. Regardless of the chosen wiring method, it is essential to clearly mark the cables and circuits for future identification. Use labeling techniques, such as cable tags or permanent markers, to indicate the purpose of each circuit and the associated breaker number in the electrical panel. This will aid in troubleshooting and maintenance in the future. Consider the following aspects when implementing these wiring solutions. Firstly, planning the layout. Before starting any physical work, meticulously plan the wiring layout. Determine the exact locations of the mud boxes, the routing of the conduit or NMB cable, and the location of the connection points in the ceiling space above. Consider the depth of the stone veneer to ensure that the boxes are flush with the finished surface. Secondly, material selection. Choose high-quality electrical materials that are suitable for the intended application. Use UL-listed EMT conduit, fittings, and connectors to ensure compliance with safety standards. Select an NMB cable that is rated for the voltage and amperage requirements of the sconce fixtures. Thirdly, proper grounding. Ensure that all metal components, including the EMT conduit, metal boxes, and grounding conductors, are properly bonded and grounded according to the NEC requirements. This is crucial for electrical safety and to prevent the risk of electric shock. Fourthly, securing the boxes. Securely mount the mud boxes to the wall using appropriate fasteners that are suitable for the wall material. Ensure that the boxes are level and flush with the finished surface of the stone veneer. Fifthly, cable management. Carefully manage the cables within the boxes and conduit to prevent overcrowding and ensure proper heat dissipation. Use cable ties or straps to bundle and secure the cables. Sixthly, inspection and testing. After completing the wiring installation, thoroughly inspect all connections and components to ensure that they are properly installed and tightened. Use a multimeter to test the continuity of the grounding system and to verify that there are no shorts or ground faults. Seventhly, documentation. Keep detailed records of the wiring installation, including the layout, materials used, and test results. This documentation will be valuable for future reference and maintenance. Remember that working with electrical wiring can be hazardous. If you are not comfortable or experienced with electrical work, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the installation. Always prioritize safety and follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. Consider these additional points. When running EMT conduit, use a conduit bender to create smooth, gradual bends that avoid sharp angles. Sharp bends can damage the cable and make it difficult to pull through the conduit. Use the fish tape or cable puller to assist in pulling the UF cable through the EMT conduit. Apply cable lubricant to reduce friction and prevent damage to the cable insulation. When using NMB cable in a metal conduit or box, ensure that the conduit or box is properly sized to accommodate the cable and any necessary splices or connections. Use appropriate cable connectors or fittings to secure the cable to the conduit or box and to prevent strain on the connections. When making splices or connections within the boxes, use wire connectors that are rated for the size and type of wire being used. Ensure that all connections are tight and secure to prevent loose wires and potential electrical hazards. When running the UF cable from the ceiling space above, protect the cable from physical damage by running it through a conduit or using a protective sleeve where it passes through the wall or ceiling. When connecting the sconce fixtures to the wiring, follow the manufacturer's instructions and ensure that all connections are properly insulated and protected. Consider using a dimmer switch to control the brightness of the sconce fixtures. Ensure that the dimmer switch is compatible with the type of bulbs being used and that it is properly rated for the load. Install a junction box in the ceiling space above to provide a convenient location for making the necessary wiring connections. Ensure that the junction box is accessible for future maintenance or repairs. When working with electrical wiring, always turn off the power to the circuit at the breaker panel before starting any work. Use a voltage tester to verify that the circuit is de-energized before touching any wires or components. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, such as safety glasses and insulated gloves, to protect yourself from electrical hazards. If you are unsure about any aspect of the wiring installation, consult with a qualified electrician or building inspector. They can provide guidance and ensure that the installation is safe and compliant with all applicable codes and regulations. Pay attention to the following details. Ensure that the mud boxes are properly sized to accommodate the wiring and devices being installed. Overcrowded boxes can create a fire hazard. When running conduit, consider using expansion fittings to accommodate thermal expansion and contraction. This is especially important in areas with significant temperature fluctuations. Use grounding bushings on all metal conduit connections to ensure a continuous ground path. When installing NMB cable in a metal box, use cable clamps to secure the cable to the box and prevent strain on the connections. Consider using arc fault circuit interrupter, also known as a PSI, protection for the circuit to provide additional safety. PSI breakers can detect and interrupt arc faults, which are a common cause of electrical fires. Clearly label all wiring and devices to indicate their purpose and function. This will make it easier to troubleshoot and maintain the system in the future. Keep a copy of the wiring diagram and other relevant documentation in a safe and accessible location. This will be helpful for future reference. Regularly inspect the wiring and devices for any signs of damage or wear. Replace any damaged or worn components promptly to prevent electrical hazards. If you are planning to install multiple sconce fixtures, consider using a multi-wire branch circuit to reduce the number of wires required. A multi-wire branch circuit consists of two or more ungrounded conductors that share a common neutral conductor. When using a multi-wire branch circuit, ensure that the neutral conductor is properly sized to carry the maximum unbalanced load. Consider using a surge protector to protect the sconce fixtures and other electronic devices from voltage surges. Surge protectors can help to prevent damage caused by lightning strikes or other electrical disturbances. When running wiring through walls or ceilings, use appropriate bushings or grommets to protect the wires from abrasion. Ensure that the wiring is properly supported and secured to prevent sagging or movement. If you are planning to install low-voltage lighting such as LED sconces, use a low-voltage power supply that is specifically designed for the type of lighting being used. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for installation and wiring. Consider using a smart lighting system to control the sconce fixtures remotely. Smart lighting systems can be controlled with a smartphone, tablet, or voice assistant. When installing wiring in a damp or wet location, use waterproof or weather-resistant materials and components. Ensure that all connections are properly sealed to prevent moisture from entering the wiring. If you are planning to install outdoor sconce fixtures, use fixtures that are specifically designed for outdoor use. Outdoor fixtures are typically constructed of weather-resistant materials and are designed to withstand the elements. Consider using a photocell to automatically turn the outdoor sconce fixtures on and off at dusk and dawn. A photocell is a light-sensitive device that detects changes in ambient light levels. When installing wiring underground, use underground feeder or UF cable that is specifically designed for direct burial. UF cable is moisture resistant and is designed to withstand the harsh conditions of underground environments. Consider using a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, outlet or breaker to provide additional protection in areas where there is a risk of electric shock, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas. GFCI devices can detect and interrupt ground faults, which are a common cause of electric shock. When working with electrical wiring, always follow safe work practices and use appropriate tools and equipment. If you are not comfortable or experienced with electrical work, it is best to hire a qualified electrician to perform the installation. Contact your local building department to obtain any necessary permits before starting any electrical work. Building permits are required for most electrical installations and can help to ensure that the work is performed safely and in compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. Be aware of the common electrical code violations. One common violation is using undersized wires. Ensure that the wires you use are properly sized for the load they will be carrying. Another common violation is improper grounding. Ensure that all metal parts of the electrical system are properly grounded. A third common violation is using damaged or worn-out equipment. Replace any damaged or worn-out equipment immediately. A fourth common violation is overloading circuits. Do not overload circuits by plugging too many devices into them. A fifth common violation is not using GFCI protection in required areas. Use GFCI protection in all areas where it is required, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas.